ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to DayZ. And today my guest is Sam. And he made this video on Rumble. And right now I'm watching his character buy some power lines. So say hello, Sam.
Hello.
So this is a technological marvel. It's nice to talk to you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It uses a software called Outplayed, which is free. But it's really great. I'm pretty sure there's like a premium option. You get more, but this is my first video I've ever done. It's a big step for me, and I have over 5,000 hours of gameplay in this game, so I want to impart some of my gameplay wisdom or skills to to some new players who might be, not know what the hell to do. If they watch me play, then they'll maybe figure a few things out.
Well, the quality in your video is really good. I can see it very clearly.
Yeah, it's a 1080p, and it also has an option for 4K, actually, if you want to go that high.
And I'm watching you run down the hill near some power lines, and there's trees, and the foliage is really good detail.
Well, it's actually the good power lines are. If you get lost, it's a good thing to follow, because they'll always lead to a town usually. So if you're like low on food and water, that's a good thing to follow actually.
And my camera's audio is really good, so it'll pick up your voice really nice.
Excellent. Yeah.
It's like we're in the same room.
Yeah, I love this game. It's my favorite game. I think usually I quit a video game after maybe 500 to 700 hours. That's like the most I've ever played in a game. This game I have 5,000 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it took an hour to build that up, though. Or not an hour, I mean a year. So, I'm not new to this game by any means.
So it's amazing that you can make a video on Rumble, and then I can put it on YouTube with your narration.
Yeah, I have 3 videos now. One is where I'm going to blow up the guy's base. 2, I'm on the way to resupply. And then, on the 3rd run there's a village called Polana, and it's near to this secret underground bunker where there's, biological experiments were carried out where they're trying to treat these patients that have been affected by this disease that killed everybody, that killed most people. So after the war, it's post-apocalyptic, basically. I don't know if you've ever seen The Stand. It's kind of like that. I'm sure you've seen The Stand by Stephen King. That's kind of the situation here.
Yeah, I like The Stand. I like both the book and the miniseries.
Yeah, they're both excellent. I've done both. It is, I must say that, it's an excellent game because it's militarily realistic. The guns, you have to load your clips, even the aiming is like the real guns. You can set your rifle to fire at a certain distance accurately. The grenades are very similar to the real ones. The grenade launchers, like the Vietnam era M79, it's exactly built on that. And a single shot 40 millimeter grenade launcher. And just in general, it's a beautiful game. It's been around for a long time. They have 3 expansions. One is, or I guess I should say, they have Generous, which is the very most basic one. That's what I started with, and then I moved on to Livonia, which is my favorite, and I think the best one. Then there's a frozen one called Sakal, which is like the frozen environment, and you have to survive in the cold, not just very challenging, actually. And I struggled with it for a long time, staying alive with all the temperature drop and having to thaw. You have to actually thaw most of your food if it's frozen. And so there are other maps that the community made. There's community-based servers.
Drinking water before bed.
People have their own servers for this game. There's thousands of those you can do. I prefer the official, but there's tons of community ones out there too.
So, can you tell me why you got on to DayZ in the first place?
Well, I was introduced to it by a friend, and he's like, you got to play this game. It's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Because the last game he showed me, just bothered me. But he was right. This is a fantastic game, and I got hooked. And I realized, well, I love this game so much. Why don't I make some videos on it? And I've never played a game this much. I mean, I can't get enough. And so make a video and have some fun. Maybe even it can turn into something later. But I can start doing other video games. But this is my favorite, so I'm going to start with it.
Well, that's great. It's a good-looking game, that's for sure.
Oh, it is, and they've, like I said, it's been around a long time. A couple, a couple extra expansions. The community's done some excellent work. Like I said, it'll look good on like a NVIDIA GTX video card, but it'll also look fantastic, even more so on an RTX card with ray tracing. And I finally have a really good video card that I can show off some of that now. The ray tracing effects. If you've ever heard of Indiana Jones, of course, who hasn't, they came out with a game called The Great Circle, and it requires ray tracing, and the game just looks fantastic. There's a scene where you do the original, where he grabs the idol and he runs from the ball rolling down the cave.
Yeah.
The boulder is going to crush him. So you do that scene. It's really great, and the ray tracing is just amazing looking. I can see why they required it. They're like, we don't want to. The ray tracing cards tend to be expensive, and that's why I bought a used one. I'm just like, and it works fine,
So they have a new expansion for this game. Even I found out about it through an ad.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's it started with Generous. That was the original. And then Livonia, which is, again, my favorite one. It's set in a fictional Eastern European country. It's actually based on Czechoslovakia. The company is based in Prague, Czechoslovakia. The company is actually based it on Czechoslovakia. And the city of Prague, some of the cities are based on Prague. And they look fantastic. So some of the villages and towns are big towns, or villages. There's cabins. There's all kinds of. You can fish. You can hunt. You can forage for mushrooms. That's a true survivor's game. I think it's one of the greatest survival games ever made, if not the greatest one. It will really challenge you. It will really. The biggest problem with the game is not necessarily the game. It's all the people who cheat on it. They use these cheats called like aimbots that automatically correct their shooting so they hit, or they'll use ESP, which gives them an awareness they're not supposed to have, like where everybody is on the map, what their name is, what their inventory is. They can control the weather, spawn animals. It's really illegal. But there's a lot of cheating on the game, unfortunately, too. But all that hasn't stopped me from playing it. All you can do is report it, to the game authorities, and that's it.
Oh.
You just have to go to a community server where there's an aggressive admin who keeps all the hackers out. And even that's a hard job. Just, I don't know why they don't arrest the people who write these cheats. They should, but because they ruin it for everybody. But as long as people report this problem and fight it and don't just let these guys do what they want, then usually you can get a pretty good experience even out of official. And that's what I played because I tried the community. I didn't like the community servers as much. So I stay on official. I just deal with it,
I'm watching you punch a zombie in the face. He had a baseball cap and a blue and red striped shirt.
Yeah, they're the infected are interesting. The zombies are different in every zombie apocalypse kind of thing. These ones are the infection has made them become feral. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they didn't become dead and then rise up. They just became feral, basically. And that's what happened. So kind of like similar to Resident Evil video games. Yeah, you can punch, you can knife, you can use grenades, you can use long-range rifles, handguns, machine guns. I have one of the best ones in the game. It comes from the bunker. It's based on an actual Austrian bullpup rifle called the Starog. Just, really fantastic stuff. And I like how realistic it is. That's what keeps me in the game. I love the realism.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like real life.
It is, and I think that's what keeps me in. It's like you're living it, and so you can get attacked by grizzly bears. Trying to think of what else. Grizzly bears. I don't think the boars attack you, but mainly the grizzly bears do, and packs of wolves. With every patch, they've made the wolves more deadly. Sometimes they'll just show up without warning and rip you a new hole. So you gotta watch for packs of wolves. Gotta watch for bears. You can build fires. You can. There are ovens you can cook in. You can build yourself a fort. You can have a tent. You can actually drive in the game, and I'll make a video where I'm driving my car around, which will be pretty fun. So you can have cargo trucks and cars. There's Olgas, there's Adas, there's these, like I said, the cargo trucks, Gunthers, a few different vehicles you can try. And you have to get a radiator, you have to get a battery and a spark plug for each vehicle to make it work. You have to have gasoline actually too. But that's as complicated as it gets. They don't make it like a full-time job to maintain the car in the game,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So this game, just watching it makes me think about how hard it is to survive in real life.
It is, and I've died from bad luck, getting shot by somebody, to luck to cheaters. I've been, like, the last few weeks, I've been constantly harassed by these cheaters. And so I said, well, while I'm making this video, I can capture some of what these cheaters are doing. And
well, that's just the thing. There have been cases where cheaters making videos, like, film themselves cheating, and
they inadvertently put, The sad thing is that even in competitions, people will try to cheat, but the judges catch them. But they'll still try to cheat. It's unbelievable.
Oh, well, maybe you...
Yeah, professional gaming teams will cheat too.
Well, yeah.
Because of what's at stake, winning the prize. So they'll cheat.
Well, that's not good. Or ethical.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like in a Grand Prix race, the guy sabotaging the other guy's race in a race car before,
Cheaters never prosper.
That's true. To me, cheating takes away the real satisfaction of winning.
Drinking warm water to help me lose weight.
You know, so if you gain a victory over somebody else, if you play honestly, it's really satisfying. If you cheat, you're just like, you know, it's lame. I don't know why they do it. You know, maybe they've never done anything honestly in their lives, and so they don't know what they're missing out on.
Well, I'm honest. I do everything the hard way.
Well, that's the thing is you'll get a lot more out of that, you know.
Because I'm the one that has to live with myself.
Exactly. When you do things honestly, you develop real skill, and that's impossible to fake. You can't fake skill. You know, it's you know, and the people who win honestly have this immense satisfaction from winning because they're like, yeah, I really did that. And I just think it's they're doing a disservice to themselves and everybody else when they cheat.
Yeah.
A lot of them are young and don't realize the consequences of it. So that's somewhat forgivable, but then you know they really need to stop these people from cheating and teach them a lesson. You know.
Well, maybe they'll get it all fixed one day. So currently you are near a road. And there's grass and there's trees. Alt tabbed. Video capture paused.
Yeah, it's just for my character select screen. Because there are online maps that I look at while I'm playing.
Yeah.
And it helps me know where I am. You can actually get a GPS in the game that'll tell you your coordinate, and you can use one of these tourist maps to match the coordinate. Some of the community servers will they modify the tourist map so it puts a red circle where your GPS is telling you. So, but that's only like if they've modded the server to do that. You know, it'd be nice if the official did that, so when you have a GPS and a map together, it shows where on the map you are. But as long as you know how to match the X and Y coordinates, then it'll tell you exactly where you are. It's also important to have a compass because it's easy to get lost in Livonia. Extremely easy.
Well, I'm really happy you made some videos. Maybe you can build up a reputation as being a great DayZ player.
Well, with 5,000 hours plus, I think I've learned a few things. I don't know if I'm the best, DayZ player, but I'm certainly not a noob. I really enjoy it, so I'm going to try to show and highlight the different things you can do in the game. Oh, there's also night vision. They have day and night cycles and rain and snow.
Well, your enthusiasm for the game is unquestionable.
Oh, I love it, and so that's what's cool is you can really test your skills, your intelligence, your like if you lose things, don't worry. There will always be a way to pick that gun or that item up again. So you're like, oh shoot, I lost my gun. That's okay. Another gun will come around. You just gotta keep on going, because you've got to eat and drink and What's cool is when I shot my first deer in the game, and you can take the meat, cut it up, go cook it in the oven, just like if you were a hunter.
Venison.
Yeah, you can have venison. There's sheep. You can kill cows, chickens even. There's chickens. You could fish. There's all kinds of ways. You can even kill a goat if you want.
So I'm hearing some thunder and rain right now in the game.
Yeah, if you get wet, you can get cold, and you can catch a disease. You actually have to have medicine in this game too. So you end up having to go to the clinics, right? You have to go to clinics, find medicine, or there's tetracycline, there's vitamins you can get, and you need both of those. You can actually be a cannibal. It's true.
Oh.
That's good.
I went to this castle. They're medieval castles. Every so often you'll see one. And I went to a castle, and some guy had a bunch of chests filled with nothing but human meat. This guy was going around killing players, and I think using the cheats, and he was using and stocking all their meat in this castle. It was kind of horrifying. But you get a disease from eating the human meat that makes you crazy. And there's no way to cure it, so...
Yeah, that's horrifying and funny at the same time that it can happen in a video game.
The fact is, you can survive off of being a cannibal, kill players and eat them. That's kill them and grill them.
It's disgusting but hilarious.
It is. Well, in the Old West, there was a couple cannibals, famous cannibals, as I remember. The other day, one of them got arrested and put on trial, and I should think they executed him. But
Well, there was some cannibalism in Edgar Allan Poe's story, The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym.
Yep.
But
yeah, it's kind of like the Donner Party.
humans should not eat humans. It does make you go crazy.
It will make you insane. I mean, unless that's your only choice. The Donner Party would eat their dead. Just absolutely horrible. So.
As you know, I've been on Donner Road in Truckee, California.
Did they go through there?
Yeah, it happened near there when they were
really
going through the pass. Yeah, there's an actual Donner Road.
That's amazing. But yeah, it's not like I said. You can actually kill rabbits. I killed one of those, but they're hard as hell to hit. And they don't give much meat, but you can kill a rabbit.
Yeah, but did you have any potatoes along with the rabbits?
Well, there are, that's what's great, is you can actually find potatoes. There's also, and I forgot to mention, you can garden. You can garden pumpkin, zucchini, peppers. I mentioned pumpkins, right?
Yeah.
So just a few different, you can garden. You can use a shovel, a hoe, a pickaxe. So much to do in this game that it's great.
So you can basically live here.
Yeah, you could. I mean, it actually, in a way, teaches real skills. That's another thing. It doesn't teach the specifics of growing pumpkins, but it shows you what you can do to survive.
Can you start a family in the game?
No. I mean, there's limits to the realism.
All right.
Obviously, they wanted to limit, although that'd be kind of funny. But it's not it's not in a sense where I guess you could build player communities or player forts. I'm surprised more people don't do this. They don't stack their forts together and form their own towns. You could, large enough group of people, theoretically, you could have a huge settlement, right?
Well, I have a.
There are some people built some massive forts in this game, like you would not believe.
I have a feeling people don't trust each other much in this game.
No. I remember walking up to a guy and was, I said, hello, and he's like, hey, man, and then shoots me.
Yes.
That shoots me right there. I didn't have anything on me. He just shot me just to be a jerk. I didn't have anything to steal.
Something to do, I guess.
Yeah, he's just a jerk, you know.
Wow, it's really impressive. There's wind and the trees are swaying in the wind.
Yeah, they've added a lot of features since the game began. So if you have a lot of wind, now your fire has trouble starting, and you have to sometimes use like a lighter or a flare. So it's a good idea to hold on to flares, at least one.
I'm watching you shoot a barn right now.
Yeah, I was blowing up this guy's fort to get in it, and I was using 40mm grenades and some hand grenades and a machine gun fire to get it open. It takes when they put metal sheets on it, it takes a lot to get through, a lot more than if it was just wood there. So, and sometimes people put multiple layers and multiple locks inside the base. They'll put an outside fence and an inner fence to make it hard. But if you know where the weakness in their base is, you can get through. And generally, I've been pretty successful in the bases.
It looks like you have some pretty good equipment.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not really easy to gather. Oh, by the way, my third video is going to upload. It's about the village of Plana, which is near the bunker. It's dangerous and can be rewarding at times.
Looks like you...
Check that one out. It's processing right now. So in time it'll be done.
You had a little device that you put by the door and you ran away and it exploded a little.
Yeah. There's something called a claymore, and that's a real military munition. I know how to set up the claymore in real life. It's an army device. It's an army device, and you put the claymore. It fires these projectiles that they're like little steel beads towards the enemy, and you tie one end to the claymore, and you tie another end to like a pole or a stick. Then you run the wire back, and you use a little click to destroy it. But the claymores are more advanced nowadays. Wirelessly you can detonate them, stuff like that.
Just so you know, there's 2 minutes left on this video, so we have to wind it up.
Well, it's been a really enjoyable interview, if you will.
I like the cross-pollination between Rumble on YouTube and your game and your video and being on my channel, which will give you a little exposure. I mean, people will watch this.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll learn a lot.
And I'll put the link to your video in my description box.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Send me a link, and I'll, put in my descriptions and whatnot. You can go to your...
Yeah, you do have a good speaking voice. I'll look forward to your videos where you narrate as you play.
Yeah, I'm going to put all kinds of things in there. I'm looking to do a lot more with this channel as time goes by, discuss politics, video games, whatever, and have a live stream, things like that.
I've done a little live streaming, not much. But
It can be fun. That's down the road when I get things built up.
yeah. Most important thing at this point is if you have fun, then others will have fun.
Well, that's the thing. I have loads of fun with this game. So.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone. That was a good